right, guys, welcome to Fluency Day 2 for our story, The Mystery of St. Matthew's Island. Oh my gosh, it almost sounds like a Scooby-Doo story, doesn't it? But it is a mystery that we have to solve. We're going to tackle Fluency Day 2. Our words this week are our amazing words, and they are accommodates, refuge, domesticated, contaminated, grandiose, prune, composition, depletion, natural resources, and aggravate. So those are the words we're going to focus on. But today I'm going to do the teacher read aloud for our story this week, which is called All the King's Animals by Christina Kessler. All the King's Animals. So pay attention as I read All the King's Animals out loud. And see if you can't spot any of our words, right? Our amazing words as I read. All the King's Animals. Swaziland is a small country located at the southern tip of Africa. It's a diverse land that accommodates a wide variety of wildlife and plant life, especially in the lush Valley of Heaven. Swaziland is an ideal location for a wildlife refuge that the Swazili people have recently created. However, people haven't always been so kind to their land. I know they've used accommodates and refuge already, haven't they? Swazililand's earliest residents were the San people. These short and sturdy people lived in total harmony with their surroundings. For thousands of years, they wandered across southern Africa, living in small groups. The San collected the wild plants and fruits, the pods and berries. They hunted to feed themselves or to appease their ancestors with ceremonial offerings. The land remained unchanged as both people and wild animals thrived. In the 15th century, the Nguni people from the north moved into the region. The ancestors of the modern Swazi people brought with them domesticated cattle and a system of farming. They changed the land, but a balance with nature still existed. The Nguni cattle grazed on the plains side by side with wild herds of wildebeest, zebras, impalas, warthogs, and rhinoceros. The first European settlers arrived in Swaziland in the 1850s. Their records describe vast herds of animals covering the land. Giraffe, impala, kudu, and rhinoceros roamed as far as the eye could see. But the Europeans' arrival signaled a dramatic change for Swaziland's wildlife. The settlers hunted game in large numbers for sport, but the far greater problem was the disease that spread from the north in 1886. Contaminated cattle carried the rinderpest disease from Europe to North Africa. This deadly virus passed from domestic cattle to wild animals that shared the same grazing lands. A cattle plague swept across Africa, killing domestic and wild herd animals in its path. By 1896, it had reached Swaziland and killed almost the entire population of impala, roan antelope, hartebeest, and wildebeests. The disappearing herds left Swaziland's fertile highlands and low veldt empty. European settlers quickly moved onto the land. They raised sheep and cattle where wildebeests had once wandered and antelopes had once grazed. They cleared the land and planted cotton and corn, and their lives were going very well until 1930, when something incredible occurred. One day, thousands of wildebeests arrived from the north. The herds were so large they filled the horizon from one sunrise to the next. It had taken 30 years, but the wildebeest herds had finally recovered from the great cattle plague. Did you hear any more words? I definitely heard domesticated and contaminated, but I think those were the only four. All right, guys, be ready to take some notes tomorrow so you do well on your amazing word quiz this week. These 10 words we're going to cover over the next 2 days, okay? Talk to you later, learners. See you on the flip side.